What's up, guys? Holding Alex with you here, bringing you Eden Zeva manga review, chapter 23, titled A Million Bullets. This begins with Shiki just knocking around that frog dude, and he's beating him pretty bad, and Rebecca tells Pino he's not gonna listen to reason, so Pino had put up an EMP barrier to shut his power off so he could stop beating up the guy. And at the same time, this EMP also caused the girl's cell to release. So they were all able to come out, and they looked around. They found a room full of like armor and dresses and stuff like that, like cosplay stuff. So they took some, and they took some extra for Rebecca. And when they go in looking for her, Rebecca's like, "Thanks for saving me." And then we have this funny part where Shiki looks at Rebecca, and she's only wearing a towel, and she's on the floor with her legs open. So he ends up bending down and looking at her junk. She tells him, "Stop looking at my stuff." And it's just hilarious seeing their interactions with each other and stuff like that. Kind of remind me of Lucy and Natsu, but the way they used to act in like the second half, just a little bit more funnier. But after that, the girls that got released, the other B-Cubers, found Lucy, and they gave her, they're like, "Hey, Lucy, thanks for helping us, and we have some dress for you," and stuff like that. And she also introduced them to Pino and Shiki. They both said hello. And when she was about to grab the clothes that these girls offered her, Shiki ended up throwing her to the side. And we found out why. Because Jen, the ninja, space ninja, came down to like attack her, but Shiki, after he threw her, he ended up clotheslining them, and they ended up like going to the other area, the other side of the room. And Shiki told them to leave, and they got kind of worried about Shiki. Will he be okay? But Rebecca assured them that he's good in the fight. So they all took her word and they left, with Pino was getting them back to the ship. And we have Gen saying, "I'm tired of you getting in my way. Those are our merchandise." And then we have this epic panel of Shiki powering up, saying, "No, those are human lives and my friends." So then we switched over to Homura and Wise in the church, and basically after she took them all down, you have Wise in the door with a gun pointed like toward her direction but not at her, and he says, "I didn't know you were that powerful. That's a nice looking sword you have." And she states, "Well, it's passed down from my master, so I can defeat the Demon King, or at least the new one, which is Shiki, the grandson." And then we have this part where it gets really intense, because he ends up touching the ground real quick, checking somebody. And he gets up and he points his gun at her. And I'm like, "What?" And she was like, "You won't point a gun at a girl." And he's like, "Yes, I would." And she was like, "Guns don't work on me." And he was like, "Oh, really? How about an ether gun?" And she was like, "What? You can use ether?" And then this big Buddha guy from the last panel, from the last week chapter, the one who listens to the other sister, the nun one, he comes down and sort of like hit them both with like 1,000 hand palm type technique. But then we see why this chapter is called A Million Bullets. We get Wise ether gear, and basically what it is, he sets up like little mini traps, and when they open up, guns come out. And basically he had that room rigged, and they shot 1,000,000 bullets per second, or at least that's how it looked. Because when he states the name 1,000,000 bullets, which is the name of the chapter, that guy got shot up with 1,000,000 bullets at the same time he stated it. So it was only 1 second that he said it too. So I'm assuming that he could shoot 1,000,000 bullets in 1 second with his ether gear. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but most likely yes. She was pretty impressed. And then he continues to point his gun at her, and then he was like, "So this is going to be more of a challenge for you, right?" And that's when her face goes from like a cute, worried face to like a mean face. Still look cute though. Love her character design and how she wears. But after that, we switch over to the third and final part of the panel, chapter. And in this panel, we have our main sister back in the ship where Happy wakes up, and she's like, "Oh, you okay?" And Happy's like, "Where's Rebecca?" And she tells him that all the B-Cubers, including Rebecca, had been saved by Pino and Shiki, and the mission was a success, and they're coming back. Then she tells him, "You should still rest though, because you're still wounded." Of course, he's happy about Rebecca, so he wants to stay awake until she returns. Then this is when things get real bad. As you see in the thumbnail, planets are disappearing. And there's an emergency call from the ship. And when she checks it out, sister, we realize that another catastrophe, the Corona Age, which is like that black monster of like nothingness slash death, which devours planets, which devoured the planet Shiki and Wise was on, which brought them back and forth from the future to the past. That climatic is coming back again, and supposedly is on its way to Gillis, the planet that they are now fighting. So we have Shiki versus Jin, Hamura versus Wise, and then we have the chicks trying to escape back to the ship. While all this is happening, this is going to be kind of time consuming, but at the same time they have to hurry up because that thing is coming, but none of them know that thing is coming, so it's like, what's going to happen? That's one of the things that like worries me, but that was basically the end of the chapter. Really good chapter. It was more just build up and set up and showing us off some things. Finally, we get to see Wise's power, because we knew he had ether, but we never know what type. Because whenever we saw him, he always had a gun. So it gave us kind of a hint what his ether might be. And now we know why the Wise of our timeline gave Happy that upgrade that he could become guns for Rebecca, because he's a gun user. So now we know why Rebecca's a gun user and why Happy becomes that powerful gun that he becomes when he transforms. So I guess Rebecca probably got her shooting style and her craziness from him, since technically he didn't just fix Happy, but he continued to help them out on the way. He's technically like a grandfather to them, technically speaking. But again, that was the end of the chapter. Chapter 23 of Eden Zero. Very great chapter. If you haven't read it, go read it. If you're already ready, go read it again. Gin versus Shiki, that's a fight I really wanted to see, because last time they both showed some impressive feats and things that they did. And this time they don't have to hold back because there's no civilians and no nothing that can really stop them, hopefully. But hopefully their fight don't get ended again or canceled early or something. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. I hope it don't, but the way things are looking, I have a feeling their fight's going to end short. And Hermaru versus Wise is also going to end short. I'm hoping that it's not, but since this monstrosity of Corona Page is coming, and that devours planets and is on its way to Gillis, that's most likely what's going to happen. But we just got to wait and see until next week. But that's all I have for you guys. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and tell me your thoughts and opinions of this chapter, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.